Welcome, everyone. I'm Minister of Public Works, Craig Kennenair. I'm delighted to have you walk through with us a journey through WEDCO and all of the wonderful work that has been done in restoring many of our buildings here. Historically, they are important to Bermuda. I'm delighted to see that many of the works that has been done, including Moresby House, as we have given a grant to restore it as well, that we have this opportunity to give back to Bermuda some of its history. I hope you enjoy this journey as we take a glimpse into where we were and how far we have come.
As chairman of the West End Development Corporation and a Bermudian who has a long family history in the Dockyard, it pleases me to see the area both improved and restored. The WEDCO team has worked on multiple projects over the past 2 years. It is noteworthy that we take the time to both share and appreciate these accomplishments. I acknowledge the good work that has been done and appreciate that we have much to be proud of. As more projects come to a close and other projects commence, we will update this video to share with you our continuing journey. For now, and without further ado, welcome to the improved and restored West End.
When the British lost the American War of Independence, they were left without a secure base between Halifax, Nova Scotia, and the West Indies. It was to Bermuda that the Royal Navy turned, buying 200 acres of land at Ireland Island, and in 1809, work started on the North American and West Indies station. The Royal Naval Dockyard became a major factor in Bermuda's economy, employing on average more than 1,000 Bermudians at a time in the 19th century, accounting for more than 15% of Bermuda's income. As a center of marine technology and inventiveness, Dockyard afforded generations of Bermudians first-rate training in plumbing, carpentry, shipbuilding, and other trades. Dockyard remained an important strategic base for 139 years. The Navy left in 1951, but it was only in 1995 that it officially ceased to be a naval base. In 1982, Bermuda passed the West End Development Corporation WEDCO Act, which covers Watford Bridge to the Commissioner's House, and more than $60 million was invested in Dockyard, transforming the once unused edifice into one of the island's biggest tourist attractions. The investment we are making now was planned long before any thought had ever been given to the America's Cup, which we'll hear more of later. We were given fresh impetus by a payout we received from insurance claims for damage caused by Hurricanes Faye and Gonzalo, which struck within a week of each other in 2014. Altogether, we estimate that WEDCO will invest $10 million in the West End this financial year. It is an enormous sum of money and will see the transformation or protection of many buildings. It fulfills our remit to balance commercial progress with the need to protect a unique piece of Bermuda's heritage. Chaucer was right when he said, "Time and tide wait for no man." And unfortunately, time has caught up with one of the most recognizable landmarks in Bermuda, the clock towers. The electrical mechanisms of the clocks were put in 30 years ago and have worn out. One shows the time and the other the high tide time, and both are going to be restored. The southern tower has a clock with 4 faces, known to the Dockyard workers as the 4-faced liar, as each face gave a slightly different time. Of course, quitting time was always based on the most advanced dial. The Dockyard clocks are a major feature of the Great Eastern Storehouse, the old naval store for such things as sails, oars, shot stoppers, and rigging, which is now known as the Clock Tower Mall. One of our most welcome visitors is Oracle Team USA, who will be competing in the 2017 America's Cup. The team is using North Basin Building Number 9 in the Great Western Storehouse for the duration of the event. Over 8 months, we have removed asbestos, taken out and replaced windows, doors, and the roof. We were very careful to ensure that existing features were combined with a modern interior fit-out. The Great Western Storehouse is also home to DI Card Limited, which opened earlier this year. Here we sandblasted and restored the crane. We also restored the hardware on every door and the ceiling. We are very pleased with the results, and if you haven't gone shopping for diamonds yet, you should. One of Dockyard's best-known attractions is Glassworks. The building has undergone an extensive renovation taking 7 months to complete. With a new roof, new windows, a new gutter system, as well as a new fire alarm system, this building is as good as new and ready to stand for centuries to come. On your left, as you come into Dockyard is the splendidly named Chicane Building. Built in the 1850s and roughly 6,000 square feet, or about 1/8 of an acre, it was officially called the Machine Shop and housed the mechanical workshop. A steam engine was used to power belt-driven equipment, the same method used to power textile mills in the 19th century. We are making it wind and watertight, replacing the roof, giving it new windows and new doors. Inside there will be a new fit-out, and the electrics and plumbing will both be upgraded. When finished, we anticipate it will be home to a range of commercial activities, adding even more life and more attractions to Dockyard. We can't stop at the Chicane Building. We need to blow our trumpet just a bit more. At North Basin Building number 15, we were happy to help out the boys in blue who patrol our waters, the Marine Police. We carried out interior and exterior restorations, including specific interior layout and upgrades to accommodate the police. The roof was replaced, new windows and doors were put in, and electrical and plumbing as well as general interior upgrades were all completed. At the mini warehouses on Smithery Lane, we replaced the roof, carried out an internal fit-out, and put in new doors. They all have power and water and are available for use by tenants as storage space. Most of you will know the sail loft as the old movie theater. As the name suggests, it was where new sails were made and old ones repaired. Unfortunately, the movie theater is no longer there, but after a total renovation, it will be fit for use as an administration center for America's Cup Bermuda. What is rarely seen nowadays are the massive planks that make up the floors. It is said that they have never been sanded. You've heard the expression, if walls could talk, but what if these floors could talk? We have just made public our plans to restore Moresby House, although some of you may know it better as HMS Malabar. The work has been made possible thanks to a grant from the Ministry of Public Works. Moresby House was built in 1899 as the residence of the office in charge of works and will be restored and converted into office space. The building ceased to be used as a residence in 1951 when the dockyard closed, but was resurrected in 1965 as the Royal Navy shore establishment HMS Malabar. Initially, the headquarters of the Senior Naval Officer West Indies, HMS Malabar continued in operation in a variety of roles until 1995, when the Royal Navy presence in Bermuda was withdrawn. Restoration work will also include the Star of India and the bungalow. One of our most recognizable landmarks is the Victualling Yard, where we are removing asbestos. It was here that food was made and stored, and as such, it was central to Dockyard's operation. It must have been a very busy place. Today, though, it is an oasis of peace and quiet. At WEDCO, we feel it is important to encourage use of Dockyard during the day and night. We want it to be an area where people can work, rest, and play. So as well as encouraging businesses, we have also invested heavily in residential work. By far the largest project in this respect is Prince Alfred Terrace, which we are investing in renovations, which include a complete interior restoration, including additional bathrooms and layout improvements. Once they have been completed, first use will go to the America's Cup Bermuda, which will use the facilities until the end of the event. After that, they will go on the rental market. A combination of history and stunning views of the Great Sound will surely make them one of the most desirable places to live in Bermuda. Formerly, the old police barracks, Dinghy House, is enjoying a new life as a residence to some of the staff and crew of Artemis Racing, one of the teams taking part in the America's Cup. The building provides bedrooms with ensuite bathrooms, plus newly fitted kitchens, dining rooms, and a common room. The 2 Spar Lane apartments are being given a new lease on life. Once work has finished, they will again be used as homes. In addition, the cottages on Cochrane Road are being renovated with new windows, new floors, roof repairs, kitchens, and new appliances. Princess Louise Terrace will also be receiving a makeover with a fresh coat of paint in all different colors, beautifully matching the amazing bougainvillea. Not all of the work we are doing will get the headlines, but nonetheless deserve a mention, especially as it fulfills our pledge to make all of the buildings in the North Basin wind and waterproof. Much of this unheralded work includes replacing roofs, taking out asbestos, and replacing old electrical systems. Some examples of this kind of work include the Anchor Restaurant, West End Yachts, the Oleander Cycles building, the Canvas Shop, and the Belco Vault Room. Messina House, which is used by the Department of Youth and Sports, has also had a new roof fitted. The West End Sailboat Club has seen asbestos removed and electrical and interior lighting upgrades. With its view, it is a prime location to watch the America's Cup. A former admiral wanted to ensure Sea Scouts had a home in Dockyard because he felt it was a worthy cause that teaches young people discipline and seamanship. WEDCO has honored that wish, and across from Black Bay sits the TS Venture building. It has been our privilege to restore this building and to help the West End Sea Scouts, who could use more financial assistance and volunteer support. Nothing functions well unless the infrastructure is maintained. WEDCO has engaged in a series of projects in that regard. King's Wharf at 1 North Arm has had its roof replaced. We have installed new doors and windows and given it an interior fit-out. At Cutbridge, we have installed new flagpoles and generally beautified the area with paint and some landscaping. It used to be single-lane use and is now double-lane, which was established when a second cruise ship was added to Dockyard. We have installed a new electronic access system at the Sallyport entrance behind Rampart Way. Originally a military dump and now used by WEDCO, the new access system had to be installed to stop illegal dumping. As you know, Bermuda relies on the heavens for its water. But with an ever-growing number of people and businesses in Dockyard, we cannot rely purely on that source. We are building a new reverse osmosis plant in a public-private partnership with Rokon. The existing temporary plant completes 300,000 gallons per day, but future development plans, including America's Cup needs, require 500,000 gallons per day. Like any organization, we are always looking for ways to save money, and we are replacing all of our street lights with energy-efficient LED lights. At the same time, our cast iron poles will be replaced with fiberglass. Not only will this save money, we also hope it will add to the ambiance of Dockyard. We said earlier that we would hear more about the America's Cup later. This is later. $39 million is being invested in reclaiming 9 acres of land at Cross Island. The enormous project was in the pipeline some time before there was even a mention of the America's Cup. But fittingly, its first use will be the America's Cup Event Village in 2017. Winning the right to host the America's Cup was a huge coup for Bermuda, and there is always a possibility that it will return. However, we cannot make that assumption, so we have been making sure that alternative uses are examined. With the aid of Deloitte, we set up the Cross Island Legacy Committee, which carried out extensive public consultation and encouraged people island-wide to come up with ideas. The committee has had an amazing response, with hundreds of people and organizations submitting ideas for projects. It has presented the WEDCO board with a list of recommendations, and the board is now reviewing those ideas. A final decision on what we will see on Cross Island will not be made until the America's Cup has left. This is an extremely important piece of land, and its end use could provide many jobs for Bermudians. Consequently, we have made a public commitment to be as transparent in the process of finding a new use as we can. We are aware that the West End is a crucially important part of Bermuda, and the WEDCO team is acutely aware of their responsibilities. WEDCO is committed to maintaining the historic nature of the area, while at the same time, making sure it is developed in a way that benefits Bermuda's economy. We are going from strength to strength and will continue to shine as a jewel in Bermuda's crown for generations to come.